Why not Ashton Jeanty? Why not?
Absolutely. I mean, I have a Hall of Fame grade at Ashton Jeanty. I
Wow.
love the guy. He's my number 2 player on the board.
Mm.
My comp for him is Walter Payton. That's a huge comp. That's a
Yeah.
huge comp.
That is the comp.
That's almost sacrilegious. I
Yeah.
get that, and I had a chance at 13 years old. I actually got Walter Payton on the phone once, on a dare from my mom. Love Walter, love sweetness. 34 for the Bears. Didn't take, I don't take these comps lightly at all. But the reason why is because he is such a selfless runner. He's so selfless, and he's a guy that puts team first. And I think that decision to stay at Boise just really spoke volumes. He could have gone other place and got a lot more NIL money, but he stayed true to his where he was planted. And also too, the thing that really compared me, remind me of Payton was he's a defensive runner. I remember the NFL Crunch Course growing up, listening to guys like Joe Gibbs and Chuck Knox and all these different coaches, John Robinson talking about these different players and talking about Walter Payton and like, Joe Gibbs talked about him and said, a lot of times, you tackle a runner, but with Walter, he'll turn and kind of look at you and he'll attack you.
Yep.
With the ball,
he never went out of bounds. Never.
No. He attacked the defender, and that's what Ashton Jeanty does. He attacks defenders, 6, 7, 8 guys in the box. He attacks people, and he's got such a low center of gravity, and he's a great contact balance, and so yeah, somebody like that could take a lot of heat off Bryce back there, at the running back position. But
over the wide receivers available, like the Tet McMillans out there, or Matthew Golden, someone like some people are mocking Tet at number 8. Personally, I'm not in favor. I would trade the F down before I were to do that.
I agree with you, Philip. I agree with you. You're making sense right now if we're sitting in a war room right together now, because that, Tet is a guy that has, the big size frame, the big hands, all that stuff, but he really seemed I mean, I have a first round grade on him. Okay. So I'm not going to sit here and kill the guy, but it's not like the Johnston kid they had on at TCU a couple years ago. I put a fourth round round grade on him, and he hasn't panned out. This is something different. Tet is a good football player, but, and he got better as the season progressed this year, but I'm really concerned because he just seems so raw when it comes to high pointing the ball down the vertical routes down the sidelines. This is not the second coming of Randy Moss whatsoever. This is a guy that just kind of seemed kind of like he was figuring it out, and again, I think he has a lot of value. I think if you put Tet in the slot, I think whoever puts him in the slot would dominate the NFL because just of the size advantage and the way he plays. His best route running is in the short to intermediate route levels. He's a glorified possession receiver, if you ask me. But